Good morning. I hope that everybody had a absolutely phenomenal weekend. And I hope that you guys have been able to get out and enjoy the mornings that we've been having. I know it's been getting really hot during the day, but the mornings have been absolutely gorgeous. So hopefully you've been able to get your workouts done in the morning and have some time just to enjoy the nice weather before the heat really sets in. Something that I want to try this week is that the warm up that we're going to do right now. This is what you're going to do each day that you work out this week. My hope is that you get a little bit more efficient each time that you do the warm up. You increase your range of motion just a little bit more, and so the warm up will actually then be being more effective as you do it each time throughout the course of the week. So after you've done it 2 or 3 or 4 times this week, let me know. See if you're feeling a little bit better. Feel like you're a little bit more efficient, a little bit greater range of motion, a little bit better warm up as you know each time you do it. So for the dynamic stretch and warm up, we'll need our normal stuff, something for balance, something comfortable to be on the ground with, and then we're going to need an open wall to do some shoulder movements on. So we're going to begin with something real simple, just a minute of high knee marches. We're going to do a little bit of a pause as we hit the top of each one of those high knees. So we'll get into that. I'm just going to get into that high knee position, that little bit of pause at the top, getting that knee up. So at the top, I get that hip flexor and that glute activating as I just work myself through that nice, gentle high knee, pause high knee march. Balance. As we do so, make sure we draw these shoulders down and back. We don't want to be in that high knee march and shrugging or letting those shoulders round forward. We want to make sure everything pulling away from the ears as we go through that. About another 30 seconds. So you can think about, as I drive this knee up, I'm pushing my left foot into the ground. So the legs are going away from one another. Right knee up, drive that left into the ground. Left knee up, drive that right into the ground. Another 15 seconds. The foot that you're standing on, nice and strong and active. Grabbing the ground with your toes, activating that arch. Let's do one more on each side. Cool. All right. So from here, we're going to get whatever we need for balance, and we're going to do hug and release. We're going to do 2 straight ahead at a 45 and at 90, and then once we hit that 90 position, we're going to go right into some internal rotation for the hip. So I'll give you the hug, I'll give you the release command, and on the release, we're going to hold for 3 seconds. So I'm going to grab this left leg, pull it in nice and tight, stand as tall as I possibly can, hug, and release. 3, 2, 1. Grab that shin, pull that leg in nice and tight, and release. 3, 2, 1. Rotate out 45 degrees, hug, and release. 3, 2, 1. Hug that in nice and tight, and release. 3, 2, 1. Rotate out to 90 or close to it, and release. 3, 2, 1. One more. Hug it in nice and tight, and release. 3, 2, 1. Now keeping this knee up and back just a little bit. Hip rotations here. We're going to be trying to pivot around the knee, hips doing the work, and we're going to try and pick up that foot about 90 degrees or so, trying to keep that knee as high as we possibly can. It's going to dip a little bit, but that's all right. 5 times. 1. Keep that knee up. Rotate at the hip. 2. Knee up. Rotate at the hip. Bring that foot up. 3. 2 more. 4. And 5. Cool. All right, let's flip around to the other side. Nice and tall on that left side. Bring that right leg up. Hug it nice and tight and tall. And release. 3, 2, 1. Hug it in nice and tall. And release. 3, 2, 1. Out to 45 degrees. And release. 3, 2, 1. Hug it in nice and tight. And release. 3, 2, 1. Out to 90. Pull those shoulders down and back. And release. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Nice and tight. And release. 3, 2, 1. Here we go with those hip rotations. Knee up and back, strong on that left side. Rotating at that hip, or rotating around that knee. Bringing that foot up. 1. Keep that knee high. Rotate. 2. Rotate. 3. Keep that knee nice and high. Rotate. 4. and one more, and 5. Cool. Okay, we're gonna go to our open wall for our shoulders. First one, there's 3 movements that we're gonna do. The first one, we're gonna be facing the wall. I want you flush to the wall. Knees, toes, everything up the wall, chin, forehead, flush against the wall. We're gonna be doing W's with external rotation, and we're gonna do 5 repetitions, and then we're gonna do a 15-second hold. Then we'll turn around, and we're gonna do back to the wall W's and back to the wall O's. Again, 5 repetitions, and then a 15-second hold. All right. So yeah, face to the wall. Gonna get those elbows up, shoulder height, and at 90 degrees. We're gonna be pivoting off of those elbows, rotating those forearms away from the wall. We're gonna rotate 1. Make sure we're pulling really strong and hard through those shoulder blades. Rotate 2. Feeling that big contraction. Here we go, number 3. Big contraction all the way going down to that midpoint on my back. Here we go, number 4. Big rotation through those shoulder blades, pulling down and back. And one more, we're gonna rotate and we're gonna hold. So 15 seconds here, trying to open up those armpits as much as I can. Trying to big contraction, all those big muscles around the shoulder blades, pulling those things down and back. Another 5 seconds, continue to pull as hard as you can. 2, 1, and relax. Okay, so now you're going to, however long your foot is, I want you to stand that far away from the wall. So once you've got that position, butt against the wall, press that lower back into the wall, back is against the wall. Elbows are gonna go to shoulder height and at 90 degrees, and we're gonna rotate. If we can touch the wall, great, and we're gonna slide the hands up, or excuse me, we're just gonna start here with everything touching the wall. If we can't, then your goal is just to continuously pull into the wall as hard as you can. From here, we're gonna keep everything flush against the wall, especially that lower back, and we're gonna press 5 times up, as far as it'll go. Ready? 1, I don't anticipate it to be very far. Continue to press that lower back into the ground, into the wall. 2, press that lower back up. 3, press that lower back as you press the arms up. 4, ready, we're gonna press up and hold. Continue to hold that lower back and that posterior tilt, keep it pressed into the wall. Continue to push those shoulders, elbows, hands into the wall. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Cool. So now we're gonna do O's. So same setup, except we're just gonna have our hands out here nice and long. Press that lower back in. I want to establish that external rotation. So you're gonna open up those armpits, rotating hard and strong through those shoulder blades. Externally rotate, and here we're gonna lift 5 times. Ready? 1, 2, keep those arms up against the wall if you can. 3, 4, and 5, and hold. This should hurt a lot. Continue to lift and continue to press into the wall. Your arms should feel like they weigh, a lot right now. Oh man, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Nice, love it. All right, so we're gonna move to the ground. We're going to do half bear sits and bear sits, 5 repetitions apiece. Get this out of the way. Okay, so on these half bear sits here, we're gonna extend that left leg. I'm gonna pull my right leg in nice and tight. I'm going to turn my body down my left leg. I'm gonna reach my hands out, and I'm gonna pretend like I'm grabbing a rope or a pole or something, and I'm gonna essentially pull myself nice and tall and create tension in my torso in this sitting position. So nice and tall, tension, grab that pole, grab that rope, pull myself nice and tall, and we're gonna drive this knee down and out 5 times. Ready? 1, 2, continue to maintain tension in the upper body, push down 3, push down 4, push down 5, good, and we'll switch, right leg out, left leg pulled in nice and tight. Again, turn your body over your right leg, got that imaginary rope or pole, gonna grab it, pull myself nice and tall and tight, push that left leg down, 1, push it down, 2, push it down, 3, push it down, 4, one more, and 5. Good, okay. Now we're gonna do both legs. So I can pull them into place here, pull them in as tight as they'll go. Ready? Grab that rope or that pole, pull myself nice and tall and tight, push both knees down. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, and 5. Good job. Okay. And we, I think we're gonna need our cushion. Yes. Okay. So we want to get whatever we have that's comfortable to kneel on. We're going to do 5. It's a combo movement. We've done this before as a 3-part movement. We're going to combine basically parts 2 and 3. So it's going to be Spider-Man, and then we'll do World's Greatest and knee flexion, where we're curling that heel into our butt, getting that hamstring contraction. So real quick, what that looks like. So Spider-Man, front foot flat, activating that arch, front shin vertical, both my hands to the right of my left foot. I'm gonna drop down into that hip, hold that, then I put the knee down, I curl my leg up, and then I'm gonna bring myself as tall as I possibly can be. All right, pushing my hips down, lifting my chest, and pulling that heel in really strong via my hamstring. All right, 5 times. Ready? And drop down and hold. Okay, knee down, hips down, chest up, pull that heel in. Okay, foot down, back to Spider-Man. Right leg straight, drop into that left hip. Okay, knee down, right knee down, hips down, chest up, pull that heel in nice and tight. Should be getting a nice quad stretch when we do so. Drop down to that Spider-Man, number 3. Oh, 1 second. It may, give you that nice little hamstring cramp. We're gonna curl that heel in, push those hips down. Here we go, number 4. Drop down, Spider-Man. Heel down, hips down, chest up, pull that heel in. Let's do one more. Spider-Man, drop down position into that hip, knee down, hips down, chest up, pull that heel in nice and tight. Lift that chest. Good, and relax. Okay, spin around to the other side. So now right foot is being active, grabbing at the ground, shins vertical, left leg as straight as I can beside me. We're gonna drop down into that right hip. Okay, left knee down, hips down, chest up, and curl that heel in, get as tall as I can be. Hands down, left leg straight, drop down position, knee down, hips down, chest up, pull that heel in nice and tight. Here we go, number 3, drop down into that hip, left knee down, hips down, chest up, nice and tall, pull that heel in, curling through that hamstring. Here we go, number 4. Now knee down, hips down, chest up, get nice and tall, big hamstring contraction, pull that heel in, get that quad stretch. One more time. Drop down to position. Keep that left leg nice and straight. Then we're gonna bend, put that left knee down, drop the hips, bring that chest up nice and tall, and we're gonna hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Fantastic. All right. So we're going to do this series, different plank series and some bear crawls. The different planks can be done off of a chair. So if we can't, and even the bear crawls can be done off of a chair. So the next bunch of movements, again, can be done off of a chair if we can't do so off of the ground. So yeah, get the chair if you need it. All right, so we're gonna do 5 planked downward dog, and then we're gonna go right into basically single arm downward dogs. All right. So I'll hold plank position. In this plank position, I want to make sure that I pull my shoulders away from my ears. All right, I don't want to be shrugging at any point during this. So I'm going to pull my shoulders away from my ears. And we're going to push back into downward dog. So arms and legs straight, drive those heels down, pull your head through your shoulders. Back to plank, make sure we pull the shoulders away from the ears. Push back, butt up nice and high, drive those heels down, pull your head through your shoulders. Back to plank. Drive my butt way up, arms and legs straight, drive my heels down, pull my head through my shoulders. Back to plank. 2 more. Drive my butt up nice and high, really push my heels down. Here we go, 1 more. Drive my butt up nice and high. Pull my head through my shoulders. Back to plank. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to basically do these single arm downward dogs. You can touch either your opposite toe, your opposite knee, your opposite hip. Yeah, those would be your 3 options. So you're either going to reach back, toe, knee, or hip. And we're going to do 10 repetitions, alternating 5 each side. Ready? We'll start with the right hand to the left foot. And push back, touch, back to plank, left hand, touch, back to plank, right hand, 3, left hand, 4, right hand, 5, left hand, 6, right hand, 7, left hand, 8, right hand, 9, left hand, and 10. Cool. All right. So we're gonna do hip rotations from a plank position, and again, this can be done off of a chair. So in that plank position, we'll do forward to back, and then back to forward. You want to think about drawing a really big circle with your knee. So your knee's going to come up towards your chin. It's going to circle out towards fire hydrant, back to hip extension, come down underneath you, and then reverse hip extension, fire hydrant, and then back up towards your chin. All the while, that knee that's moving and working is going to be bent at 90 degrees. 3 on each side. Drive. So here we go. Right knee up towards the chin, out to fire hydrant, hip extension, and down, hip extension, fire hydrant, down is 1, drive that knee up towards the chin, fire hydrant, hip extension, down, hip extension, fire hydrant, and down, 1 more, drive that knee up, out, hip extension, and down, and reverse, hip extension, fire hydrant, down towards the chin, and down, good, okay, other side, left leg, drive that knee up, fire hydrant, hip extension, and down, kick back to hip extension, fire hydrant, and down, fire hydrant, hip extension, and down, hip extension, fire hydrant, and down, 1 more, knee up towards the chin, circle out the fire hydrant, circle back to hip extension, and down, circle to hip extension, fire hydrant, and down. Whew, nice. All right, we're going to do, we're going to do from the plank position, we're going to walk into our bear crawl 10 times, and then we'll go right into some actual bear crawls where we'll go 10 forward and 10 backwards. So what that'll look like in that plank position, again, all I have to do is walk the left up, the right up, so that my knees are at about 90 degrees, all right, and that they're underneath my hips and back. And then we'll lead with the right, and then the left, and so on and so forth, all right? Then we'll go right into 10 forward and 10 backwards bear crawls. All right, here we go, plank position, pull those shoulders, push away from the ground, pull those shoulders away from the ears. Start with that left. Walk it up, the right up, and back. Walk the right up, walk the left up, and back. Walk the left up, walk the right up, and back. Right up, left up, back, left up, right up, back. Here we go, 6, right up, left up, and back. Number 7, left, right, and back. Right, left, and back. I think I did 2 in a row on the same side. Left, right, and back. Number 10, right, left, and back. Okay, here we go, back to that bear crawl position. And we're going to go 10 forward and then 10 backwards. If you can't go forward and backward, just hold stationary position and do it stationary, like such. Okay? And just alternate pick up your right hand and your left foot, and your left hand and your right foot if you can't actually move forward or backwards. All right, here we go. 10 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Nicely done. Cool. All right. Final 2 things. We're going to do a plank to a squat sit, and then we're going to do a 1-minute slow squat, moving up and down through different positions in that squat. With that plank to squat sit, we can do it in the open, like such. So plank, squat sit, and we'll just move back and forth. Or if you need to hang on to something, position yourself next to a counter or a really heavy table. So when you get into that squat sit position, I can hang on to something to give myself just a little bit of counterbalance. Also, your squat position, it may not be like super, your depth is up to you. So some folks may be here in their squat sit position. Some folks may be here. Doesn't matter. Just again, your depth, whatever's gonna be good for you. 5 times. So plank, squat sit position, make sure my feet are flat. Grabbing at the ground with my toes, activating those arches. Plank, squat sit, moving up from the arches, making sure those knees are driving out. Make sure we're activating those glutes. Plank. Make sure we're sitting into those hip creases. Neutral lower back. Plank. Make sure we're lifting that chest as vertical as we possibly can, pulling those shoulders down and back. And one more. Good, so sitting as deep as we can, working on that ankle mobility, that knee mobility, the hips, the thoracic, everything. Working on all sorts of goodness. And stand. Cool. All right, so we're gonna do one quick time check. All right, so we're gonna do a minute squat, and then we're getting out of here. So we're gonna set those feet about shoulder width. Here we go. Nice and slowly, we're gonna descend about 1/4 of the way down and pause. About halfway down and pause. And again, this is your halfway, all right? Your halfway may be here, okay? A little bit deeper, deeper, deeper. If you hit your bottom, just stay right there. All right, up a little bit, down a little bit, up, down, up, up, down, down, up. Make sure those feet stay nice and flat. Up, up, down, down. 20 more seconds. Down, up, 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 down. Here we go, 10 seconds. Up and down, up and down. 5 seconds. Up, down, 2, 1. There you go, there you have it. Excellent job. So let's try this all week. Tell me what you think, and yeah, get after it every day. Come on.